missiles have been lobbed by Iran into Qatar, and that's the only reason I checked into it. I'll be after this video. I'm going back to my writing, and I'm not going to really check on what's going on because what's going to go on is going to go on. Well, hello. It's Monday morning, and I just thought I wanted to do a quick reel, and I wanted to do it out here where it's calm and peaceful and nature because it seems like the world is going to hell in a handbasket. Uh, if you, we have a link here to a news article news video that just happened, where obviously you know that by now, unless your head has been in a rock for the last couple of days, that the U.S. Hit three Iran nuclear facilities over the weekend to try to preempt them from having nuclear weapons. Now, you can debate whether you think that was proper or not. That's for another video. And then, literally, I was finishing up one video and I'm getting ready to write. I'm writing a new novel now when the news broke over that there were perhaps six missiles fired into, I think, Qatar or Qatar, where we have U.S. bases in the vicinity. And so I'm sure that people are reacting and people are scared. And I know that I think, we have people, we know people that are really afraid about what's going on. And obviously nobody wants this to escalate. And everybody wants Iran to come to the table and negotiate, but be that as it may or may not happen. And so I just wanted to, for those of you who are worried and are really concerned, it's not that I'm not, it's that I've had a background in my life, whether it's law enforcement or intelligence or running security at a major corporation, global corporation. I have learned how to cope with these kind of things because they're going to happen and they're going to happen again. And so I thought I'd just do a quick one for those of you that are really feeling out of sorts or not just concerned, but you've got some anxiety about what's going on in the world right now. So I think a few things. Number one, you have to realize, and I alluded to this a few seconds ago, you have to realize that what we're going through now with Iran, we've gone through before with other entities in the world. And the world is always going to be in turmoil. That's just the way the world is. There are always going to be factions at war. And sometimes we're going to be the ones involved. We're a superpower. And that means we're all over the place. We're either protecting our interests or protecting our allies, or in this case, taking a preemptive strike against somebody that we feel, and I actually agree with it, that they cannot have nuclear weapons because they would actually use them on people. And so we have to remember that if you look back through history, we've always been involved in a certain conflict. There are times of peace, and then there are times of war. And we've gotten through all of them. That's my main point. We've gotten through all of them. And if you take that into the micro level, right? So that's the macro level. Take it down to a personal level. You've gone through, if you've lived long enough on this earth, you've gone through your share of troubles. Personal issues, professional issues, maybe some health issues. And if you're still here, you're standing, and you've gotten through them all. Maybe you're still in the fight, but you're still fighting, right? But if you take a look at those things that 10 years ago were like really bothering you about something, I can go back and think about business issues that I thought, oh wow, man, this is like the heaviest thing that's happened. And now it's gone, right? We overcame it. I overcame it. And so, number one, just keep in mind that this is not new. And guess what, sports fans? Maybe another 3-4 years, something else will come down the pike for the U.S. There'll always be another challenge. There'll always be another opponent. There'll always be something. That's the way it is. That's life. And so don't be surprised when bad things happen, right? There's a great Stoicism phrase called amor fati, which means the love of your fate. No matter what happens, whether it's you have good things coming down, hey, you love it. But bad things happen, you know what? Accept it because it's going to happen. And so if you don't accept it, like in this case, you don't accept it and you want to be anxious and all that, you're just going to hurt yourself. So accept the fact that this is happening, that we're in a conflict with Iran, that it could ratchet up, that it could happen. Uh, there's another great Stoic concept that helps in this is called premeditado malorum, and that simply means like you you try to get ahead of yourself in terms of bad things. It's not like you're being morbid, but you may want to think about, okay, so what's the worst case scenario that could happen? Uh, they hit our bases, they kill our people, and then we lob some ballistic missiles into Iran, and it becomes a full-blown war until eventually we will win, because that's what we will win. But that's the worst case scenario, right? Hopefully that won't happen. But if you gameplay the worst case scenario, then it's not going to be a surprise to you if and when it happens. So number one, don't be surprised. Things like this has happened before in the world. It will happen again. Number two, there are things that you can control for yourself, right? You can't control what's happening between Iran and the U.S., but you can control yourself. You can control yourself by doing things that will help yourself. I think number one is to pray or to meditate. I think that's really important to get your mind in a place where you can center yourself, and for even if it's a 5 minute, 10 minute prayer or meditation, you are the world is doing its thing, but you are centering yourself and you're grounding yourself. I think that's very, very important to do. And that includes breathing exercises. There's plenty of apps out there that you can do to take 5 minutes out of your day, 10 minutes, breathe, meditate instead of ruminate, right? So that's kind of the second thing you can do is just take care of yourself spiritually, right? And ground yourself with breathing techniques, meditation, prayer, what have you. I think the other thing is to stop looking at that damn social media on your phone all the time. So many people feel like, oh, I'm so anxious. I don't know what's going to happen with this thing. And then you keep watching, headline news. You keep watching CNN or MSNBC or Fox or whatever you watch. You keep watching that thing constantly. You have it on the background if you're at work, right? You've got the news applications that ping you all the time. Get out of that, you know? Turn the thing off. Yeah, this morning after I did my usual routine, I turned the news on just to see what was the latest. And I'm not monitoring that damn thing all the time. I was actually told by a friend of mine that they heard on their feed that missiles have been lobbed by Iran into Qatar. And that's the only reason I checked into it. After this video, I'm going back to my writing, and I'm not going to really check on what's going on because what's going to go on is going to go on. At the end of the day, I probably won't even look at that till tomorrow morning. But stop looking at that's your social media feeds, the news feeds. Take a break, otherwise it's gonna just completely overwhelm you, right? And you're just going to get yourself more agitated. I think that's one thing you can certainly do for yourself. And I think the last thing I would say is, again, there is another stoicism. It's one of the most famous stoicism phrases, and that is that phrase is called memento mori. Someday you will die. I've been studying lately on one of the best samurai of all time, Miyamoto Musashi. He was the most famous samurai of all time. He had 60 duels. He won all of them. He also was a philosopher and an artist. And towards the end of his life, he started writing what is one of the best books of all time, on par with Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. That's the Book of Five Rings, about his philosophy of martial arts. but also his philosophy on life. And one of the things about samurai is they realize that every step of life is another step towards death, and that helped keep them centered and calm in the midst of a fight, a sword fight. And my point is that someday we all will die, right? 40 years from now, 50 years from now, I'm not going to be here. I wish, but I'm not going to be here. So, in the grand scheme of things, while I'm not making light of what's going on between Iran and the U.S. and the potential for people to get killed and the potential for this to escalate. What I am saying is that someday we're going to die. So, keeping that in mind, and the Bible even says that, does worrying actually add one day to your life? No, actually, from a physical standpoint, it actually adds you more stress to your life, which could shorten your life. So therefore, keep that in mind. So you think, yeah, this is serious, but in the grand scheme of things, is this something I should obsess about, worry about? Uh, You know, people wrapped around the axle over this thing when you can't control it anyway. So voice your opinions and blah blah blah, but don't get so attached to this issue that it's going to ruin your day, ruin your week. You're going to be thinking about it even when you're with your family and your loved ones. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. What is going to happen is going to happen, and it's out of your control. So deal with it, live with it, but there are ways to cope with it. And this is a short video, but it just kind of, it just struck me that you can cope with this. We'll get through this. There'll be another thing that happens downrange somewhere. That's okay, as long as you're aware of that. Don't be surprised when bad things happen. That's the nature of life. There'll be good things and there'll be bad things. Both personally, professionally, and when it comes to geopolitical issues. And as long as you can go into that realistically, I think you'll be okay. Remember, the last thing, there's another quote, doing a lot of Stoicism quotes here, from Seneca, a great philosopher back in the day, who said that he, or a man who suffers, and I say worries, before it's necessary, worries more than is necessary. Troubles coming your way no matter what. Why would you start worrying about stuff before it actually affects you, right? So chill out, take a step back, be a concerned citizen, but don't be obsessed about this issue. It will resolve itself eventually. All right, let me know what you think and stay calm.